Hello and welcome to Mutiny Motorsport. We're here at Season 9 for the pre-season show. Show that's going to give you everything you need to know about our upcoming season. If you didn't know already, we have the F309 from Brazil. We showed the teaser of it not that long ago, and this is the car we'll all be driving. We're all so excited. It's going to be one of the more fun cars. We're used to a bit more high downforce. This is low power, low downforce. It means you need to get everything out of your car from the word go and lights out.
Got a few things to talk about so far, but let's start with the track pool. This is going to be a little bit different than what we've done in the past. Instead of having a predetermined order of races, every week we're going to spin this wheel and get the track about an hour before the race starts. So it'll be a surprise each time.
Yeah, it's going to be a real challenge. Some people like to practice the track for like the whole week leading up to the race. This is really going to hamper their efforts just a little bit. It's going to equalize the field a little bit more. You have to spread out your practice time among 7 different tracks.
Yeah, they're not going to have the opportunity to, learn every little crack for that whole week. You have 6, 7 tracks to think about leading up to the first couple of races.
And we have a new weekend format. So before it was practice, qualifying, and the feature race. Now we're doing our usual 30-minute practice. We've still got a 15-minute qualifying. Then we're going into a 15-minute sprint race and then a 30-minute feature race. So new challenges ahead for the drivers as they have to enter into a new format to learn. And in the background, we can see all the footage that we gathered from our test day. We had 2 tracks, 2 little races for everyone to get warmed up for the season. And so this is them practicing, getting in order for a sprint weekend. And as we see on the bottom here, talking about qualifying, so we still have 15 minutes of qualifying, and we're going to have 2 points for pole and 1 point for second place.
It's going to give qualifying just a little bit more importance, a little bit more meaning. So maybe you'll see drivers kind of thinking about pole instead of just getting through the session. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Puts a little bit more emphasis as well, because our sprint race is also going to be 15 minutes, and that'll be the first race directly after qualifying. But as we see here on screen, we're going to have a reverse qualifying order. So, gonna, really put the emphasis. If you can get pole, you're getting points that you may not get, in the sprint race, because you're a little bit further back. You're all the way at the back of the grid. It's going to encourage you to drive just a little bit faster in that sprint race, see if you can climb up and gain more points on top of your pole points.
Should give the viewers a lot more to look at too.
Absolutely. So what you're going to find is maybe someone came into qualifying, didn't get the setup right, couldn't find the right sort of pace in qualifying. They're going to find
or just ran into traffic. That's something that we're noticing a little bit with the practice here, is that with 16, 17, out 20 or even more drivers on these shorter tracks, it's pretty hard to get a clean lap in.
That's exactly it. And we will not be using blue flags or safety cars for the sprint race. And here we go. If you win the sprint race, you're going to get 9 points. 7 points per seconds.
Points go down to 7th place on this, going down from 9, 7, 5, then 4, 3, 2, 1 down to 7th, plus an extra point for the fastest lap of the race.
It's going to be really fun. You're going to see drivers maybe making a little bit of space for themselves to try and get that fastest lap point. You have to be a finisher to score points. If you're out of the race, but you were 7th place and all the other cars are out of the race 2, you do not get points. So emphasis on finishing here as well. And we've got our feature race as well. Going to be 30 minutes, keeping in theme with the 15-minute sprint race. So much more time here to now move your way up the grid. So much more time to get a feel for the car, really push these cars to the limit and start to test the endurance factor, rather than the 15-minute sprint races that we've just had. And then feature race is going to be in qualifying order. So that pole position that you got, or that second place, or that third place that you did in qualifying, is going to make all the difference here as you've got the longer race to make more use of it.
And to reward for that, longer race, the longer distance, the little bit bigger challenge, there are more points on offer than the sprint race. You saw P1 is 18 points and P2 is 14, and points go all the way down to 12th position in this instead of 7th for the sprint. So even more opportunity to bring home a few points and have a good midfield fight, especially.
Yeah. And that hopefully encourages people as well with the qualifying and the feature race to actually put in a good lap, because, after the sprint race, everyone's going to feel a little bit more confident with how they can go, where the bumps are, etc. on the track. Big news that dropped over the winter was Automobilista 2's 1.6 update. Heavy update, massive physics revision. It's brought on a lot of new features as well, which has been great. In terms of your own personal driving, how have you felt it's affected the way you drive the sim now?
I've definitely felt that it's a little bit less forgiving on the slides. Before, you could really get the rear loose and actually find a lot of time there, whereas now the rear steps out a lot more and can punish you significantly if you get that wrong. So that's kind of been the biggest change in my mind. I think the tires are a small step forward as well, so that would be good to see.
Absolutely. I think the 1.6 update has been great for the community. We've seen a lot of stuff, like a lot of people joining the community in this time. And also, we want to have a big shout out here to some of the things that we use as a league. Autodirector has been one. It's been the tool that we've been using for the race replays. If you've been watching us with Season 8 and now into Season 9, Rangy Rover, the guy who made the Autodirector, that just helps choose the best battles to see on screen. And the great thing is that it's really unbiased, so it's always showing you the best battles that we have on the track at the moment.
Well, it's kind of transformed our social media presence and our videos here, so it really makes a lot less effort to get out a good quality video. So I just wanted to thank him for that.
Yeah, and that you can find that on overtake.gg, as well as the skin packs that we use. And I find not enough credit goes to these guys who make these skin packs. This one is amazing. It's for the F309 car, which is the one we're racing, and it's the Super Challenge pack by Lauren Cheney. I hope I'm saying that right.
It's kind of the best hits of Formula One.
It is. It's really amazing. When you have a look at it, it goes through Lotus, McLaren, Brabham, Williams, like all their best. And talking about some of the skins, here are some of the teams. BMW Petronas, we've got Scorpion and Renzo. Renzo has set a really quick time on one of the time trials. He is a guy to look out for. He has shocked a few people with that time. He's right up to the top of Curitiba. And Scorpion's a newcomer in this season. And he's got a long, steep, challenging road ahead of him in the Mutiny. Let's see what he can do this season. We're on to the second team now, Rothmans. So that's TTR, 10-time race winner, and then Orange, who's been a podium scorer but hasn't had a win yet in his career on the Mutiny.
On the podium 8 times, I think, in 39 races. So lots of experience and a good amount of speed too. So
yeah, this team is the most experienced on the grid as well, just narrowly beating out one other team. So I wouldn't put Rothmans at the bottom of anyone's list. They're definitely going to be contending here.
I think for the team's championship especially, they'll be a strong contender.
Now on to Mild 7, we got Shattered Compass and Peter, who is a 2-time champion and the current Triple Crown holder. If you haven't seen our Triple Crown series, go back. We've got the highlights on YouTube. This is a formidable team. The most experienced driver by far is Shattered Compass. Peter is just unbelievably quick, blistering, and like a metronome when it comes out on track. That's how he's won these championships.
Coming off the back of a really strong season. Season 8, he got 8 poles in 8 races, and I believe 7 wins. So a real stomping season for him.
Yeah. And then HP, we got Dave and Directore 95. Dave surprised us in this pre-season test. In both tracks, he was looking very confident, really understood how this F3 car works. And set a time in the wet. on this track. We're seeing behind us Curitiba. That was quite astonishing and took everyone quite a while to catch up to.
West, we have another strong team to keep an eye on. Jeff Hooten is the only other double champion in Mutiny. And alongside him is Stupidubi.
Yeah, if you've been watching Season 8, you would have seen Stupidubi with some incredible wheel-to-wheel battles all through Season 8. He's really held himself up in the midfield here, looking to push forward, start getting some bigger results. It's going to be quite a team to watch, I think. We've got a great blend of youth and experience there. Onto Vodafone here. We've got LT Caustic and Dutch. LT, he's been a fun driver this season. We've only seen Dutch, I think, once or twice in the Mutiny so far. They're pretty fiery. LT likes to speak his mind. So, new for this season, we're going to try and get a little bit of team radio so if we can hear these drivers as they're driving, get to hear what they're saying. So LT might be one to listen out for.
It's also going to be one to look for if you're looking in your mirrors. He's been threatening some dive bombs.
Yes, he's been a really fun driver to watch. As we move on to Red Bull, we got two, I feel like they're classics now, Mr. Mouse and Nate Delta. Really fun drivers. They know what they're doing. They've got a ton of experience between them. Nate has over 30 races, so one of the most experienced drivers, again in the Mutiny. And Mumbo Man, who we learnt up until this season, has been on a controller. Go back and watch the races and see if you think you can do that.
And with that controller, he's got a win, a second, and a third. So he's not slow.
No, not slow. I love this old retro team livery here for the Parmalat team. Got old boy Bob and Rod Elenta. These guys, relative rookies here in the Mutiny, they're really looking to make the Season 9 their standout season. Get some good races under their belt and really show us what they're capable of here. Rod has participated in a few races already, and old boy Bob is looking forward to getting stuck in. So let's see what this team can actually do once they get going. Pretty fun to have on the grid. John Player is going to be a fun team. We've got Broadchin, a season champion here with the Mutiny, and it's Andrew B. I'd say this is one of the most formidable teams out there. Broadchin is a podium monster.
We have a lot of formidable teams, so that statement is going to be a little bit getting tired of it by the end of the day. But Brockton actually sits at the top of our kind of all-time leaderboards, where we take every single race that we've done and score them all. So he's sitting on top of that.
Yeah. And Andrew P, star from Canada, he's an absolute bullet, one of the fastest people we've had drive for us. Just not enough races yet to get a true feeling, so watch out for this guy. He's going to be right at the top of the timesheets. And onto the Canon team, we've got Garrett and Viltec. Garrett from the USA has brought a lot of energy and a lot of great ideas into the Mutiny. And Viltec, seasons, average finish 9.1. He's going to be really quick, and I absolutely love this livery that they're driving with.
Such a classic. Once again, props to the people who made this pack.
Absolutely. And then we got probably one of the funniest teams on the grid in terms of chatting and having fun. We got Dan Gilligan and John D. These guys are a hoot. Don't let their funniness get in the way. They're seriously quick drivers. Dan showed us what it was like to jump in as a rookie this last season. And John D as well. So keep an eye out for the Marlboro team. That bright colour scheme matches their personalities. Like to play jokes. Like to have a good laugh while we're doing our pre-season tests. Here with Mercedes, we've got Debug and Maxi. Maxi is now becoming one of the old hats in the Mutiny. And then Debug is a relatively new guy to the Mutiny.
Good blend of kind of youth and experience. I know Maxi has about 18 races under his belt. That's just with us here. But like we said, he goes back a little bit, so he's been able to kind of see the league grow, and we'll be able to learn from that a lot.
we've got reserve drivers. At the moment, we have 6. I think there's a 7th on the way, so just keep an eye out. We got Creature and Jay Pacer, been with us before, as well as Achaio as well. And then Zakas, Vladis, and the Griggs are new here to the Mutiny. So these guys are going to get a chance whenever one of the main drivers doesn't step up to the plate on the weekends. They're going to have an opportunity to race and show what they're worth. Maybe even grab one of the seats for the season if someone drops out as well.
Yeah, they'd be the first choice to get that if someone bows out. So
I think it's pretty incredible to have so many people excited to be part of this league. Just as we fade out here, I just want to say thank you so much. We got our first race coming up next weekend. As we know, we don't know exactly where it will be.
Looking forward to bringing you some race replays with commentaries over the next few months.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning into our preseason testing. Hopefully you know a little bit more about how it's going to go down this season. We got 7 great races for you coming up almost every other week. So tune in. Thank you very much.